Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, post market wrap up on this Friday, September 8th, 2023. Some really important stuff to go over with all of you. But before I get there, I want to give a shout out to Jay Berg's Garage out here in Sarasota, Florida. Most of you know I bought a Copo Camaro 2017 supercharged Copo, and I had them go through the car for me, do some work on it, and they did a great job. So shout out to you, Justin, and your crew over at Jay Berg's Garage, and I hope you all have a great day. All right, people, with that said, let's talk. I want to go over, again, so much with you, but let's start off with the basics here. So today, the stock market did finish in the positive, slightly in the positive. I'm talking about the Dow, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. The 10-year yield came down a little bit. The relative strength of the dollar, flat. I mean, we're talking slightly higher, but still risk in this market is dangerously high. Dangerously high. You all know that. With regard to other assets, cryptocurrencies mixed, flattish, kind of gold and silver, same kind of story. Crude oil continues to march higher. Continues to march higher. Imagine my shock. Imagine your shock. Now let's cover some of the economic news because it's all a farce. I'm laughing. It couldn't be more of a farce. Let's talk about this. So apparently, our economy here in the United States is growing at 2.2%. This is what they're telling us. Okay, but let's do a little math here. So according to our lovely, illustrious, whoever they are out there on the mainstream, they're admitting that inflation is currently at 3.18%. So inflation is 3.18%, but they're saying our economy is growing at 2.2%. So that's a contraction of 0.98%. You see, but they think you're too stupid to know that. Now, if you and I were to strip out government spending, we're already, massively in the negative. But let's cover something else. Remember this? Remember I covered this with you, 100% proof? 100% proof that these numbers are fake and that you're being lied to. This is right off of the Federal Reserve's website. According to the Federal Reserve Nowcast, GDP is negative. Negative. You see, but the mainstream propaganda wants you to believe that it's positive. Again, this is a selection campaign. They got to mislead the people on a grand scale, and that's what they're going on. The fact is, we are so much actually worse off than this. But these are the numbers that they want you to know. GDP is negative. It will remain negative moving forward. Now, let's talk about the meat and potatoes of what I want to really cover here with you. I don't know, at least a year. Okay, you and I, and this is a fact. Please, if you're new here, I got a bunch of new subs recently. Check my old videos. Okay, around a year ago, we started talking about problems that you and I, it was in our face what was going on with regard to the banks. Okay, no loans, no deposits, no deals. Okay, then we had the whole escapade with the regional banks, failures and fire sales, and they tried to make us believe that this was contained to the smaller and regional banks. Nothing could be further from the truth, and I mean nothing and zero. Okay, this is obviously bled out to larger institutions as well. They get the same problems. No deposits, no loans, no deals. They've got massive amounts of cash being withdrawn from these institutions. Unrealized losses are what they're letting us know, almost $500 billion. Now, this is at face value. They're not talking about the derivatives associated with that. I'm here to tell you, when they throw out a face value number, let's say $500 billion, you have to understand that number is at least 20 times larger. At least 20, could be 100 times. We don't know because we're talking about derivatives here. But in the most minimal amount it can possibly be is 20. It could be as high as 200 or maybe even 2,000. We don't know. It's a black hole, this whole derivatives market. You all know that. But face value, that's what they're letting us know. And I want to cover some stuff again. I want to read some stuff to you real quick. So There's a big, fat, ugly cover up going on right now. The financial system it's coming apart, but it's coming apart by design. Okay. You and I, again, from going back to the whole issue with the regional banks, the smaller institutions here, um, we realize what is actually going on is a consolidation of power, a consolidation of the system. They can't allow the power to be spread out too much. They have to constrict it, push it power up the food chain into the major institutions. But I'm here to tell you, obviously, it makes sense. We're going to see more failures, a lot more failures, and even some major institutions are going to fail. Let me read some of this to you, and we'll talk as I go through it. Now, if you recall, this was just yesterday. Just yesterday, we heard from the FDIC saying that the banks are showing signs of stress. Now, I'm going to read this real quick, and then I want to read something else to you. This is yesterday. Lions and Friends, second quarter earnings at U.S. banks amounted to $70.8 billion, and the FDIC said this tally marks an 11.3% drop from the previous quarter. Okay. This combined, listen to this part. This is the important part here. This combined with deposit withdrawals, people are taking their cash out, increasing loan defaults, you and I have known about this, and overall falling demand for loans is putting stress on the banking sector as a whole. You notice how they're not just saying here, we're talking about smaller institutions, that this is all inclusive, as you already know. All right. Now, higher interest rates have also hit banks in other ways. Listen to these numbers. Unrealized losses on securities are up 8.3% from the previous quarter to 558.4 billion. Okay, over half of a trillion. This is according to the FDIC. These are face value numbers. Face value. These are not. They're not talking about associated derivatives, which is at least 20 times higher. Could be 200. Could be 2,000. It's a black hole, and we're not allowed to know, and we can't know. It's impossible to quantify this. These risks, combined with concerns about commercial real estate fundamentals, you and I have spoken about this, people. We haven't even begun to see where that's going to go. All right. So again, they need to consolidate the system. There's going to be a lot more bank failures. And is your bank going to fail? You're not allowed to know. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. So just keep that in mind. You are not allowed to know. This is privileged information according to the FDIC. I want to hear from you on that one. We'll wait till we get there, but I want to hear from you on that one. Anyway, especially in office markets, as well as pressure on funding levels as in net interest margins. This will be matters of continued supervisory attention. Oh, they're watching. They're watching. Oh, you mean the same institutions? Let's think about this. Let's have a little fun, you and me. You ready? Let's have a little fun because we're going to have some fun. So maybe Lava Girl, Scott Keller, Perry, automotive professionals, all you guys out here, maybe because you're all smarter than me. All of you are smarter than me. Believe me on this. Okay. Maybe you could explain to me how it was that you and I, before anybody else, before the FDIC, before the so-called regulators, before the Federal Reserve, knew there were problems in the banking system. How did we know that? And they didn't. Of course they knew. Of course they knew. But nobody knows until everybody knows, as you know. And you and I, we covered this before everybody. So I guess you and I are smarter than the FDIC, smarter than the banking regulators, or smarter than the Federal Reserve. No, they knew what was going on, and they know what's happening now. But we're getting warning after warning, not just from Greg Mannarino, okay, but from the FDIC itself. No, this is from today. What do you think? Okay, this is from today. Again, another warning from the FDIC. Banking industry faces significant downside risks. This is the FDIC chair. Listen to this. FDIC chair Martin Freak Show Grunberg said Thursday, this was yesterday, sorry, that the U.S. banking industry continues to face significant downside risks. Duh. Can I please at least get one? Duh. Okay. You and I, well aware of this. light years ahead of the curve on this. Right, Lord Humongous? Right, Lava? Exactly. Okay, this top regulator issued his warning as the FDIC released a comprehensive look as how thousands of institutions fared during the second quarter. Okay, one of the most tumultuous periods for the banking system since 2008 financial crisis. Now, here's the kicker, and this is what really pisses me off. Banks on the FDIC's problem list typically have multiple weaknesses identified by regulators who have our back, of course, in confidential supervisory ratings. We're not allowed to know. You and me are not allowed to know. Do you think that's fair? Thank you, Steve Porthouse. Do you think it's fair that our so-called regulators that are supposed to have our back, it's confidential, it's privileged information that they will not share with us about which banks are in the most trouble? Do you think that's right? I personally don't think that's right at all. So what do? Unbank yourself. Get your cash out, freaking out, people. Now, the FDIC goes on talking about these institutions that we can't know about because it's privileged. It's privileged and it's confidential information because, you see, we the people have no representation. Let me ask you something. Being that you and I both are clear that we have no representation, why is it that, I don't know, maybe one of our loving, caring representatives wants to look into this? Why is it? Thank you, V-Dog. Wow, thank you. Why is it that, again, we have no representation, so why should we expect that one of our representatives would see something like this, or they don't give a damn anyway, to say, hold on a second. You guys know which banks are in trouble here, having multiple weaknesses identified, but we can't know. It has to be kept secret. People, this is what I'm talking about. This is not the world that I grew up in. This is a new world order where they have to hide everything from us. Thank you, Jiffy Pistol. I appreciate that. This is insane. We are living in the most twisted freak show. Wow. Automotive professionals, thank you. But do you see what I'm talking about here? It's unbelievable. Now, the FDIC, again, goes on to say that these organizations that we can't know about, no, it's privileged and it's secret, they can be seized and shut down unless the issues are resolved quickly. So what does that tell you? Let's see. You might go to your bank tomorrow or the next day and find out that you can't get in because it's been seized or taken over by the FDIC. So let's see. What are your choices? Get your cash out freaking now, or wait till the FDIC, lets you know which institutions are have multiple weaknesses, but they're going to be seized. So you want to have access to your cash. Is this what you want? I don't know how many times I'm going to beat this against the wall. Get your cash out. Melanie, thank you. People, look, I'm looking out for you. And of course, you are looking out for me too. I got it. We got each other's backs always. But what else can I say? What else can I say to convince people that this is what they need to do? Get unbanked. Anyway. So the biggest question I have for all of you, and I will read the comments, I promise you. Where is the fairness in this? That we the people, this is supposed to be a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Okay. This is a worldwide problem. So let me ask people around the freaking world here. Because this blog has a pretty good following. Thank you, Kaiser. I appreciate that too. Do you think it's fair that this is privileged information? Do you think this should be confidential information? Or do you think this should be broadcast? Which institutions are likely to fail? They don't want you. Why is this confidential? Let's think about why it's confidential. Why they can't allow you or me or anybody else to know, because they know what you're going to do. You're going to go to these institutions and take your cash out, but they can't have you do that. They need to trap your cash in these institutions and leave you hanging out to dry in the wind. Don't you see what I'm talking about, people? I sincerely hope you share this video because my blood pressure must be off the Richter scale right now. I can't take this stuff, people. I really can't. Anyway. Oh, I got a headache. I'm going to stroke out right here on TV. I'm telling you, on TV, on this YouTube thing. All right, people, look, I need you. We need each other. Please get this stuff out there. This is in your inbox. If you subscribe to my free newsletter, all this is in your inbox. I don't put it there for fun just because I think I want to laugh. No, I send this stuff out to you because I want you to have it. And then I want you to share it. I want you to get it out there. People need to know what's happening. And they need to know what's happening now before this freaking FDIC shuts down the freaking banks that we can't know about because it's above our pay grade. We are not privileged to that kind of information. Are you kidding me? What happened? What is going on here? People, I gotta stop doing this or I'm telling you, I'm gonna vapor lock right here on TV. On TV. You see, my brain's not working on YouTube. Or maybe you are watching this on your TV, on YouTube, on your TV. All right, I'm gonna look. You want me to take a couple of questions here? We'll do that, and then we're just gonna go. It's just so twisted to me. I can't really, honestly handle this anymore. I really can't. I really freaking can't. Wendy's here. Oh man, all my friends are here. Unbelievable people. It's hard to read this. It's moving kind of quick. Debts and deficits, they're all going to explode. I don't know. There's no end in sight here. Forget about it. You and I have known this since forever, and forget about it with the new freak, okay? And he is a freak. This is not a racist comment. I call them all freaks and things, okay? Philip Jefferson with his platform of poverty and inequality, because the guy's going to spend this vice chair from the Fed, thank you, Rosie, is going to melt us down more so than anybody else because they're going to choose the other freak to sit behind the freaking Resolute desk. It don't matter. We have no representation. If we did, do you think the FDIC would be able to get away with this, keeping this secret? This is privileged information. Really, honestly, they can't let us know which banks are going to fail. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a lot of them because they're going to consolidate power. This is about consolidating power, people. We're seeing history replay itself over and over again. This is some kind of twisted oligarchy that we have here now, a new world order. You all know that. And at least we're doing something about it. You know, forget it. Bet against the debt. Become your own central bank. Absolutely. These are the keys. And you know, of course, make connections, write alliances with people. And get this information out there. Wow, we're at 735 thumbs up. Thank you for that, because I think I earned it. I'm blowing a gasket over here. Please, people, listen to me. All right. I'm counting on you to share this stuff. People need to know what's happening to them. They need to know now. And people need to take action now, not in a week or in a month. Now. Anyway, all right, look. Blew a head gasket. Don't even say that. All right, look. I'm gonna get out of here. People, it's Friday, so we're gonna do our favorite things together. Wow, we almost got 900 thumbs up. This is incredible. Bring it in. No one's looking, and Greg could use this. I'm telling you, Greg could use this right now. Love each other, care about each other, be charitable, get the word out. Get it out. This is where you all come in. You know, this is not my thing. This is our thing. Share this information. Talk about this stuff. Again, those things are in your inbox, people. Automotive professionals and performance. Thank you. I'm stunned at this. But honestly, please, like the video. Get it out there. Please share it. I will see all of you Sunday. Right, Sunday? Sunday. I'm telling you, I'm ready to look it up for my markets to look ahead, people. I think you know what to do. If this video didn't push it home to you, and don't take my word for any of this, people. Look it up for yourself. This is all readily available. The truth is always hidden in plain sight. You know that. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that very, very much. I appreciate all of you so freaking much. This is our thing, people. You know that. And we're making a difference. We're making a difference. We truly are, right? Love you all. Again, love each other, care about each other, be charitable. See you Sunday. I really got to go. I'll see you.